It was Los Angeles. It was 1981. And Fernando Valenzuela, a previously unknown rookie pitcher, took to the mound and surprised everyone.
Number 34, Fernando Valenzuela.
I'm from LA originally, and my entire family is full of Dodger fans. When you think about the pitcher and their position in the game, they're like the quarterback. And so to have a Latino, Mexican-born pitcher dominating out on the mound, it was really incredible for a lot of Latinos to see. Latinos have never had their own league. They would make their own leagues because oftentimes they weren't allowed to play in the major leagues until Jackie Robinson broke the color line. Fernando Valenzuela definitely looked different from other pitchers at the time. Most were white, and he was clearly not. He was an immigrant from rural Mexico. He had dark hair and dark features. A lot of people wrote about his chubby cheeks. When he shut out the Astros and became a sensation, he wasn't even old enough to buy alcohol. Fernando Valenzuela wasn't actually scheduled to pitch that day. This was 1981. He was throwing batting practice at that point. But he went out there, he threw 106 pitches that day, and it was a complete game, 2-0 shutout against the Houston Astros. Fernando Valenzuela ended up being the first rookie pitcher to start on opening day in Dodgers history. And I think about 50,000 people were crowding the stadium that day, and they couldn't believe what they had witnessed. It was really just the beginning of a phenomenon. Valenzuela had this unique pitching style. He had this kind of eyes to the sky wind-up. So he would lift his lead leg, and then he would look at a point up above, either on the brim of his cap or up in the sky, and that would help him direct the screwball to exactly where he wanted it to go. And not only did he throw a screwball, it was a left-handed screwball, so nobody could hit him.
Is strike 3 call. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. If you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky.
Fernandomania is really a name that people gave to the phenomenon of how popular Fernando Valenzuela became. He was swamped with fans everywhere he went. There were buttons and shirts that came up. There were bands in the Southwest and in Mexico that recorded songs of devotion to Fernando. He was on the cover of magazines. Everybody wanted his autograph. People would get their shirts signed, their baseball cards signed, their baseballs signed. I mean, we have to remember that this was before social media. This was before you could, follow your favorite player online. Fans really participated by, attending, listening on the radio, and collecting baseball cards. And hey, let me trade you. I really want that player. Oh, that's my favorite player. And then you would be able to trade each other. There was a lot of competition for baseball cards at the time, and I think only one of the baseball card companies decided that they would even print a card for him in 1981. If you got a rookie card for Fernando Valenzuela, in 1981, and you kept it in mint condition, it would be worth more than it was when you first purchased it. The baseball that we have that is signed by Fernando and the card that we have were donated by LA native Randall Martinez, and it really came from Leopoldo Martinez, Randall's father. He was an amateur baseball player. He played for about 30 years and was really, really good, and we have some of his objects in the collection as well. But Leopoldo Martinez really taught his sons an appreciation for baseball, and they also bonded over Fernando Valenzuela, who was a fellow Mexican. And I think that Fernando Valenzuela actually played this really important role. He created a space for Latinos to participate, to be fans in America's pastime, baseball. And the amount of Latinos in the stands now is really part of Fernando's legacy. Los Doyers, the name, is really part of Fernando's legacy. When I think about the Dodgers, I think about my father and my brothers. They really bled Dodger blue, and my dad used to always have the radio on or the TV on, or we were at the games, and he really felt very deeply Valenzuela's wins and losses. Fernando was one of our own.